All right, so first, good afternoon, and thank you so much, Supervisor Tony Calavito. Supervisor Calavito is doing not only a wonderful job with his town board here, here at the Senior Center here at Lake Isle, and all of you that have participated in it is such a fantastic opportunity. This afternoon, we're going to sign a critical piece of legislation that will prohibit the unlawful use of digitally deceptive material here in Westchester County. Some kind of the things as the supervisor just mentioned, and those things happen all the time. Those of us that get on the internet and participate in social media, you see those things and they lovingly are called deepfakes. So with me this afternoon to do this, first is the district attorney, Susan Case. And we don't have quite an illegal meeting of the County Board of Legislators here this afternoon. We have Legislator Judah Holstein, who is the sponsor of this legislation. Legislator David Imabora. And Legislator David Tubiolo. So we are going to have everyone have an opportunity to speak to you this afternoon for just a couple of minutes before we sign this piece of legislation. And we even have some pens that we'll give out today for those folks that have sponsored this legislation. But digitally deceptive material, or what many of us call deepfakes, refers to that online content such as images, videos, or text that have been intentionally manipulated by artificial intelligence, AI, to present false information. And that's a challenge in so many different ways. You know, we know of some of the scams that happen when people get phone calls allegedly from their grandchildren or children that say they're in a difficult spot and they need you to send money right away, et cetera. This is another one of those examples. And what this piece of legislation is doing is to hold those that participate and do those things accountable, and created charges here in Westchester County to make sure that happens. So we want to make sure to thank all of the legislators that put in the hard work and working with the district attorney, and we're going to hear from her and whoever she would like to bring up as well to talk about the work that's happened in the department that works so hard, that focuses every day on that. I know they were shy, they didn't think they were going to speak, but we always make changes on the fly. The world of artificial intelligence is constantly evolving and changing. This legislation closes the gaps that already exist in local law to allow prosecution by the district attorney if someone not only impersonates a person's image, but also their voice, video image, or anything else relating to their likeness using AI. This bill increases the penalties for the creation and distribution of that digitally enhanced media. The law classifies the use of digitally enhanced media as a Class B misdemeanor, punishable by imprisonment or a fine or both. The law increases to a Class A misdemeanor if a person violates the law during the commission of another crime, or if the offender has a prior conviction for the same offense within the last 10 years. Using these digital tools to create something that seems authentic with the intent of deceiving someone else will not be tolerated here in Westchester. This new law ensures that Westchester County residents, especially our seniors, are protected from the circulation of harmful and false content. With that, I'm going to turn over to the district attorney of the County of Westchester, our lead law enforcement official, Susan Case.
Thank you, County Executive Jenkins. Laura Forbes, if she can come up, she's an assistant district attorney in my office. She's the former head of the High Technology Crime Bureau. Now she is currently the head of the child sexual abuse material, and she's very high tech. So my office, Laura in particular, worked with the county executive's office and with Legislator Holstein on preparing this piece of legislation. And as the county executive said, it kind of fills the gaps in areas that AI was taking over. Unfortunately, people who commit crimes sometimes are more intelligent than we think. You think people commit a crime, they get arrested, well, maybe they're not too smart. They are smart. and they're able to scam people. And now with the addition of artificial intelligence, they make it even more difficult for people, seniors as well as non-seniors, to understand that they're being scammed. So this particular law allows us to prosecute people who are using artificial intelligence to take advantage of you and of everybody in Westchester. And we plan on prosecuting everyone with the ability, using this new legislation, and hold people accountable. So thank you so much, and thank you, Laura.
Thank you to the district attorney, and we know that she and her entire team, Laura, and everyone else that works so very hard, combined with local law enforcement, with the Eastchester Police Department and all of the county police departments, to work together to make sure that we're protecting everyone as best as we can. At this time, I'm going to ask the person who sponsored this legislation to come up, and that's the Honorable Judah Holstein. And Judah is not only the leader of this particular and sponsored this piece of legislation, which was probably co-sponsored by every legislator, because it is just so very important. But Legislator Holstein takes his a lot of time because he has the experience to understand and navigate through his committees to ensure that we're protecting people as best as possible. With that, let's turn over to Legislator Judah Holstein.
Thank you, County Executive. Yeah, I'm just so excited to be here, to stand here to talk to you about the fact that I worked on this bill. I'm a freshman legislator. I've only been in this seat about a year. And I came in at a time when many of you may have heard about a variety of different AI scams that happened in very high-profile figures. It was not good. And as someone who is not a lawyer, we've had everybody here talk about the legal aspects of it. I am not a lawyer, but I'm a technology person. And I was having a conversation with my legislative aide, Nancy Street, about these terrible things that were going on and that we had to do something about them. And it wasn't just about the seniors. It's about the seniors especially. It's also about women. The tools you may have heard, a very high profile. They asked me not to name names, but she is the girlfriend of a very high profile football player. You may have heard of her, very famous musician who was portrayed in an obscene situation that was digitally generated, fake, a deep fake. It continues to happen. There was a TV special. Everyone talks about, I've been to the senior centers. We had our colleague, Jim Mazzano, come and talk to you about the terrible things that happen when you're being scammed and people are calling and saying, use these gift cards to pay us for kidnapping your grandchild. Now, there was a TV special on ABC News recently about the fact that it's pervasive and they're using the voice of your own grandchildren, digitally manipulated, digitally generated, to fool you into doing this. And we're hearing stories every day of people who are being taken by this. We're hearing stories of women who are being harassed and abused using AI technology. We're hearing the stories of kids who are spreading this AI to extort each other and abuse each other and do things that are really terrible. So I worked together with Laura, with the DA's office, and that was also somewhat unique because they told me that it hasn't happened to that degree. The collaboration was amazing, and I'm grateful to you and to you for that collaboration. And in a very short amount of time, we were able to create this bill and now pass it because all 17 of my colleagues signed on to this bill. This is a bipartisan bill. Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter. When we focus on the values that are our priorities, government works. So I finish with that to let you know how grateful I am to all of the folks here, to the county executive for signing this today. Sorry, you're right behind me. And to be so proud of the work that myself and all of my colleagues have done to make sure that we can protect our citizens like you and keep Westchester safe. And I look forward to, I've already had conversations with our legislators at the state and the federal level about taking this to the next level so that we can protect everyone in the United States from this terrible thing that's going on. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Westchester County Legislator David Chabilo, proudly representing the great cities of Mount Vernon and Yonkers. I just want to say and reiterate, there's a great teamwork, but leadership from Judah. And of course, the county executive, the district attorney, town supervisor, my colleagues, town trustees in the back, Anthony. And at the end of the day, we all agree on one thing, you. We're here for you. We're here to make your life better and help you where we can. So we have different opinions, but we have great leadership, we have great teamwork. At the end of the day, we're one big community and family. So I just want to say I'm proud of Judah and everyone right here, and I can't wait to see the signing by my good buddy, Ken Jenkins.
Legislator Imamura.
Thank you, County Executive. So I am County Legislator David Mamora. I represent Ardsley, Dobbsbury, Hastings, Edgemont, Hartsdale, and Irvington. And I'm thrilled to be here for my colleague Judah Holstein's first bill to pass the county legislature. Well done, Judah. So before Judah was chair of the IT committee for the county legislature, there wasn't an IT committee. And so any legislator in White Plains, in Albany, in Washington will tell you that the most important phone call that you get at the beginning of a session is the one from your chair, from the speaker, from the majority leader saying what committees you've been assigned to. I got the call in a Costco parking lot when my 3-year-old and 6-month-old were screaming in the background. And so Badat Gashi calls, he says, you got legislation, law, major contracts, housing, and I hear IT. And I was like, and I said, I'm sorry, can you repeat what you just said? What IT? And he said, we're creating an IT committee because Judah Holstein has the expertise, has the ideas necessary for this. And I think it says something about Judah, and I think it says something about the state of the law today, about how necessary it is to have a committee like this chaired by Judah Holstein. They say that the law is like a blanket, and you keep on having to stretch it to cover more people because it doesn't cover everyone. Here, there literally is no blanket whatsoever. No one is covered. No one is covered. And it speaks volumes about the district attorney's office, about the county executive, and about Judah, that for the first time, there is a law like this that will be passed here in Westchester County. And we are leaving, and Albany and Washington will follow. So thank you, Legislator Holstein. Thank you so much. And I very much look forward to the bill signing. Thank you.
And I'm going to ask the supervisor to come back because, what happens is one of the great things that we have happen in Westchester County is that we work collaboratively with everyone throughout Westchester County to make sure that we're protecting our Westchester citizens. And we really first want to thank Supervisor Calavita for allowing us to be here in the Great Lake Isle Senior Center, but more importantly, for his continued partnership as we try to make sure that everyone's safe and secure. Supervisor.
Thank you, County Executive. Former Governor Cuomo, Mario, once said that it's all been said already, but not everyone's had a chance to say it yet. So I'll be very brief in my remarks. This is an exceptional idea, and as the County Executive said, it's a great example of bipartisanship. And that's what's most important, is reaching out and getting things done, notwithstanding party affiliation. But I do want to thank the people that made this event possible from Eastchester, Sally Veltiti, our Recreation Superintendent. I also like to recognize our director here, Peter, also Susan, Madeline, also Alan, and I want to also recognize Anthony Giacobbe, who's on our town board, who felt it was important to be here today to support this very important legislation. But it's a great idea, and I think it's time now to get it signed up. What do you think? Okay, folks.
Before we go to sign a piece of legislation, I want to make sure that we recognize that with us this afternoon also is our director of the office, executive director of the Office for Women, Robbie Schloff, is here with us, right? Judah pointed out that this particular bill is so important to so many different areas. Certainly Jim Mazzano from our Consumer Affairs, Executive Director of Consumer Affairs, and we're here talking with all of our folks here that in the Senior Center, because it's important, because a lot of times the technology, we all could get fooled, right? And this is another way of making sure that we're protecting everyone as best as possible. But Legislator Holstein also pointed out that we know that in our schools and certainly the challenges that happen between individuals in school, it is domestic violence, on steroids with this particular thing. So we want to make sure to continue to do this work. So let's go sign this piece of legislation and get it into law. So on the 26th day of February 2025. We now have a law. Legislator Holmes, please.
Thank you very much.